Game number one. So we got Infernal Shrines, best of 3 series, everybody. Team Madara against Team Mason. As we're continuing with the Captain's Clash. Again, tournament hosted on the North American server and organized by the NA players. So big shout out to them. As you can obviously see from the player list on screen right now, we have also some Europeans that are playing in the event. But they have to play cross-server. All of this is actually taking place on the North American server, and therefore a bit of a ping disadvantage if you're playing from Europe, but they're still participating over here. Quite a few of them, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. One thing to point out, also from the start, there is no draft rules for this tournament, so everything goes, just a typical vanilla tournament that you have. I, by the way, saw that League of Legends apparently copied my Meta Madness and some of the ban restrictions that we've implemented over the last 7 years, and were apparently praised for that. A little bit sad that nobody gave us credit. But actually, I think 1 or 2 people on Twitter did. But yeah, either way. So we have a couple of bans already coming in. As I said, there's no restrictions. There's no rule that a hero can only be picked once within a series or anything of the sorts. We're getting Lucio and Uther banned out first. And with that Uther ban, probably a good moment to also talk again about how he has been played a lot in the main tank position again, as not only a tank but also a second support to give the team additional sustain. And that has actually been true throughout pretty much most of the series so far. A couple of them have reliably used Uther as a main tank, and therefore seeing him just rise in ban priority doesn't really surprise me, to tell you the truth. But a very heavy focus on sustain heroes now being banned, with Brightwing also getting the axe last. With Infernal Shrines being the map, we get Johanna banned out. Blaze should probably be picked up quite soon too. Normally he's one of the highest priority picks that we've seen in this tournament, in the Captain's Clash. And, well, let's see if they're going for Blaze. I mean, you can obviously play Leo really well on this map too, but we're starting things off with Diablo and Madara with Hanzo. But Blaze, Leoric, Dehaka, those are usually the typical 3 side laners that people fight for on Infernal Shrines. Should probably add Hogger. It's honestly amazing to me. For years now, ever since Hogger was introduced, I keep forgetting him when I talk about side laners. It's ridiculous. I actually don't know why. On so many maps, he's one of the best side laners that there is. And he regularly slips my mind. I don't know why. But I have like a little bit of a blind spot when it comes to Hogger. It's absolutely crazy. So Malfurion and Tychus actually get the priority. Tychus has for essentially forever had a higher priority on Infernal Shrines than in any other region. The whole idea is, of course, to control Odin around the shrine phases. And, well, would still expect that we're going to see some focus on side laners, maybe even in the bans now. But it's kind of interesting. With Johanna picked first, I really thought that they would now lock in Blaze, go for that Jojo, Blaze, double sustain, and also control of the shrine. But instead, Thrall gets banned. Okay. So they were expecting that triple frontline again. The funny thing is also that Team Mason has actually played a lot of Blaze. The man is called Mason Blaze for a reason. But kind of entertaining to me that Thrall was banned out here. And kind of sad too. Now Medivh gets banned. Those are 2 heroes that I honestly would have liked to see. That would have been a pretty cool one. That would have not been too bad. But yeah, either way. So on the left side for the blue team, after, well, maybe Ultralisk's Medivh has now been banned out. What is our side laner going to be for Team Madara? And I guess that we're going to get a support now in this rotation as well for them. Still heading, of course, into map number 1. So which team takes the lead? There's Leoric, and we get Anduin. Now Genji is still up. They could go for the double Shimada if they wanted to go for Anduin plus Genji engage. So that's still a possibility. The front line, full Diablo universe here, with Leo going for some drains. But that's a lot of AoE, of course, that they have with this. And with Tychus as their solo damage dealer for now, Team Mason, what are they now picking for the last 2 picks here? Well, we already have our support, but I'm interested in the side lane in particular, and there he is. Blaze, and they take Genji away. So no Light Bomb, Swift Strike engage for the blue team after all. Instead, they will have to rely on either Leoric to move in, or Diablo with Light Bomb, always assuming that Anduin actually goes that way. We have seen a couple of bubbles in the past, not only in the Korea tournaments that we hosted, but also in some of the NA matches. And Ultralisk seems to be the X-Factor for the team here, and goes for Mephisto. They can still swap things around, probably will. Likely that Madara is going to play the mage. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're heading straight into game number 1, Team Madara against Team Mason. Game number 1, Team Madara on the left side with Mephisto, played by the captain. We got Ultralisk on Hanzo, Naz on Leoric, Legacy on Anduin, and Caesar Salad going to bully people around with Diablo as his pick. Over on the right side, Zergling is playing Blaze for the team. We have Mason on Genji, Roger is playing Tychus, got Filth on Johanna, and Weary Day is locking in Malfurion for the team, so we're going to get some support from his side. It's actually interesting to see the two teams clash against each other right now. Obviously, this is a round robin between the 6 teams that we have in the tournament to determine, amongst other things, the seeding for the next phase. And what's probably a little bit more important is that right now we are looking at the two teams that are at this point at the bottom of the ranking. So Team Madara has actually won only a single series, and Team Mason has lost every single match that they've played up to this point. And there's not really a whole lot left for the teams here. So every team has at this point played 4 matches, and I'm fairly interested who is going to take this, because this is their last game. This is the last series, and if Team Mason doesn't want to go 0-5 in this, then they have to really dig deep now and make sure that they're locking in a victory here. Up to this point, they've only won a single map. One map, that's all that they have. And now the question, can they turn things around against Team Madara? Team Madara is currently battling with Team Liam for a potential 4th spot. Right now they're in 5th place, but a victory here, particularly with a 2-0, could actually help them. Liam's team is going up against Nintori later on today, and Nintori is currently in the number 1 spot. To be fair, that number 1 spot is currently tied with Team Yeahboy, and Team Cure is only a little bit behind with 1 map less that they've been able to take. So the top 3 at least are fighting for those positions, but Madara's team with a decent victory here still has a chance to maybe make it into 4th spot. So yeah, that would still theoretically at least be an opportunity for them. So suffice it to say, there's quite a lot on the line for both of them, maybe a little bit more so for Team Madara than for Team Mason. For Team Mason, there's more a question of honor and at least getting a few wins in here. But to be quite blunt, even if they win here, it doesn't change a whole lot for them. They might be able to move into 5th spot instead of 6th spot and send Madara's team packing in all the way down, but that's around about it, and even that is a little bit of a stretch given the map score between the teams here, so yeah. Either way, by now we have level 4 already on the board. We have obviously not a single kill just yet, so things have worked out a bit better for Team Mason with the mercenary camps at the bottom of the map. They took the neutral one. No big deal or any big advantage that they got out of this. Rotation towards the top right for the camp is now happening on both sides. Top right for the red team, top left for the blue, who already locked in their shamans. So the whole idea still being to apply pressure at the top lane with their side laners, circling immediately with the money pick on the way down to the shrine. And this is going to be the first objective. No level 7 just yet. Teams might still try and fight for this to attempt and get the early advantage on this. Leo already up at the top, slowing this down a little bit, not pushing it out too quickly. Still waiting for the opponent to make a move there too before the towers can help out. So he's actually slowing this down slightly. But yeah, here comes the drain. And that's now shamans on both sides. The shrine fight, on the other hand, has also started to break out down here. And let's see which team is able to get Punisher number 1. Level 7 talents are going to play a role here too. Both teams are getting very close, and Leo's now moved into the middle of the map to get easier access to another minion wave that would help them to claim that experience. And there it is, already kicking in for the red team, both of them at the same time. A little bit of a choke point that was already exploited, and Caesar Salad is zoning them out with Diablo quite nicely. Jojo is moving in, Diablo with the wall stun, coming in for Johanna. Nice flip, and got filled, got wrecked. Kill against Johanna, first blood in the game, and that might just be the first Punisher too for Team Madara. They have the lead, but it's a small one, 35-33. It looks better and better though. Only a few more hits and they have Punisher number 1, but damn, the red team nearly snuck it away. 38-37 before Team Madara comes in with the final hit, locks in the Arcane Punisher, and now has an opportunity to bully the bottom, fort a bit, push through that wall, and that's exactly where they're currently headed. So let's see how much damage they can actually do here. But nicely done. Early lead for them. They got 1 kill. Were able to build on it. With Jojo gone, there was still outside poke from Team Mason, but not enough to turn the objective around. So the wall destroyed. 4 takes some damage, not too much, as expected. Now trying to make a play for Diablo. Is actually getting locked down hard, but nice move. Anduin to the rescue. Now the red team is currently 5-manning this down here at the bottom of the map and is able to steal a camp away as a result. But that of course also means that they gave up top lane control, and Leoric is immediately there to apply pressure to that wall and is able to do quite a bit. Blaze will move in to defend, but one of the towers is down. There's the drain. Could also take that side wall out just to ensure that they have vision later on, but hasn't done that yet. Another camp taken by Team Mason at the bottom of the map. But with Mephisto in the middle, getting a little bit more work done here with the next wave coming in, and the blue team has also lost a decent amount of structures. So yeah, both of them still playing this around a little bit. So one is already gone, and well, we'll see how much more can be done now with that camp at the bottom right, because there's still a chance that the team in blue is actually going to invade this one. And yep, they are currently starting to look at that a bit, or at least hoping to get some kind of interrupt going. Haven't really moved in for that yet, but we'll see. Yeah, Blaze gets caught and killed as the level 10 abilities kick in. So Blaze is gone, he gets eliminated quickly. Yeah, unfortunate for him at least. But with that said and done, top side, so another minion wave escorted in. That is doing some structural damage too. It's 2 kills to 0. So they are not really massively ahead, but the blue team has slowly started to inch a bit ahead in experience, in kills, in structures. Decent start for Team Madara. Again, they still have a chance to make it potentially into the 4th space, which would help them a lot actually with the positioning within the bracket for the playoffs. But right now, it's all about the next objective, and I guess the red team has decided that for them it's way better to be a bit more aggressive here. Blessed Shield, Hanzo gone, and so is Anduin. Easy double kill, really well done and executed by the team here. So that was a nice one. That was actually a really good double kill. He came in here, already anticipated that, and then with the Blessed Shield, they're leading the charge. Follow up, of course, with the Jet Propulsion and a kill against the 2 squishies. So that not only equalizes the kill score, but also gives the red team a bit of an advantage in experience as we are heading into the next objective. And a camp, which is going to apply pressure towards the top. In addition to that, they can take their own camp too, which they're currently doing. So this is definitely going to give them another small lead here. The next attack is already starting to come in. This time it might be Leoric that falls. Not so much. Another quick move for Leo though, and this time, are they gonna get him? Blaze really wanted him there. Couldn't quite take him down. Now they're moving for Mephisto, and they get him finally. Mephisto is gone, and Team Mason is gaining momentum. Not only the double kill previously, but also the effort around the Frozen Punisher in the middle of the map now. So yeah, 3 kills in a row for them. Decent gain in experience that leads to a talent advantage any second. And of course, an objective to boot, which they now can use to push through the middle and potentially take the fort out. So nicely done. We get 20,000 damage in total from Taika so far. We have 14,000 on the other side from Hanzo. So trailing quite a bit. And what I really like about the red team here is that they are very diligent when it comes to their camp control. They've been doing this continuously. They've been stealing camps away from the opponent. They've been taking care of their own. And now they have a significant lead in experience in that regard for sure. And can try to use all that pressure that they build up here to make a few more moves. So at this point at least, things are looking pretty decent for them. So let's see if they can do a little bit more here. Already the push straight through the middle as they're trying to make a play. If they can go for another kill, not quite, but with the Frozen Punisher they at least did well. No proper bait over the wall here, but the fort of course was already in the way, so triggering those cooldowns is a little bit on the tricky side. But right at this moment, the situation at least is that one fort got destroyed, So they were able to do quite some damage there. And yeah, we'll see if they can follow that up with another one being dropped down at the bottom of the map. So far it doesn't really look like that, but with Odin being sacrificed as a cooldown, it means that they are immediately willing to, you know, be a bit more aggressive around this and do their thing. So good damage being done. Blue team is obviously highly eager to try and defend this as best as they can. They lost the wall, but they want to ensure that they don't lose more than that. And they have to somehow try and get back into it. Initially, as I said, it looked actually pretty decent for the blue team. It was never a massive advantage, but it was always a small ledge that they had over the opponent, and now things are starting to heavily turn around against them. So they have to stop that momentum. At the latest with the next objective, in experience, not that big of a deal. Leo is again all alone at the top, which means that the bottom of the map is currently controlled by 5 players on the red team side. But Leo can use that to their advantage. He pushes the waves out, he gets some extra damage in against the topside fort. Slowing down Blaze here is certainly helping them as well. Trying to block the jet propulsion too. Zergling, of course, locks in the stun as a result, but that doesn't only slow him down further. So this is nice free damage that they got at the topside fort now. That's roughly 25-30% of the hit points gone for free. That's pretty decent. Still behind when we're talking structures, but that is certainly helping them. And given the fact that now one team is level 16, the other one is half a level behind, I think it's fair to say that by the time the next objective is up on the map, we're gonna have 16 talents on both sides for sure. But as long as they have the talent advantage, they're trying to take the fort out, and this is gonna be big, because the next objective spawns at the top, and if you take that fort apart, it means your opponent does not have a fountain. And that's exactly what we're looking at. And they're losing a hero too. Not only do they lose the fort and the fountain, they also lose Mephisto. So they're trailing even further. For the next fight, this is not necessarily going to matter too much. It's still going to be level 16 versus level 16 talents. But, of course, depending on the outcome of the next battle, that can play a major role depending on how far Team Mason is potentially able to push ahead here. Alright, so this is going to be important. Let's see how they're going to play this out. Let's see what they can actually do here. The objective now spawning at the top. We're talking Mortar Punisher this time. Bottom of the map, Blaze has decided that it's time to actually defend a little bit. And yeah, gets a jet propulsion. No more assist. Still missing his drain on him. But the top right, camp is now about to be taken. And the blue team is already assembling. Was hoping to get their own still 3-minute cooldown on this. So, yeah, red team stole it away earlier. Nothing that they can do here to try and claim this one. And, well, we have a bit of a trap here set up in the rotation too. Arrow, nice! Malfurion gets absolutely crushed. Legacy, though, is also falling. That means both of the teams are losing their supporters. No more sustain on either side. That's a very good counter kill from Team Mason. And what just looked as a perfect opening for the blue team got now essentially negated. But the battle not over just yet. They're trying to make a play for Johanna. Madara is also low. Genji is the one that they have to be careful about the most. Leo attacked and is able to make it out. So this is a situation where it comes in quite handy if you have a fountain right next to the objective. Everybody is just moving up, go for a quick tap, and then they can go back towards the shrine. But yeah, so far so good. Nicely done, a neat little play that they executed. And we'll see how much further they can go with this. Ultralisk already starting to slowly come in here. Yeah, got both sitting tight. They have the lead now. Red team, this is their chance to push this further ahead. If they get the Punisher and potentially take down the keep at the top, they will be able to extend that lead further. So the blue team is really forced to make some moves here. But Diablo gets caught. Barely saved for a moment, but even that didn't help. Blaze follows up, or sorry, Genji follows up, gets the kill. That's Diablo gone. They lose Mephisto again, and this is just turning into a full-blown disaster for the blue team. They're losing way too much now. They are by more than a level behind. They will lose the objective, and the red team is already starting to push. Only a single map thus far has been won by Team Mason, and it seems more and more likely that they're going to lock in a second map in this tournament. Can they win the entire series? I mean, we're not even there yet. We haven't even seen them win map number 1. We've seen too many comebacks in this tournament to call it yet, but this is definitely gonna hit them hard. Because right now, again, this... Oh, Hanzo! Hanzo falls. This might just be the beginning of the end. They just lost both of their damage dealers. Mephisto is coming back, granted, but not before the fort is already destroyed. That Mortar Punisher is still at 96 HP. They can try and bait it in the middle all they want, but this is threatening the core now. So this is getting dangerous. With level 20 kicking in, I actually think Roger might have wanted to wait a little bit to get big red button here. Decided to pop Odin early. We're gonna get 20 any moment now, but this is an opportunity to take either the game or the keep in the middle, but I suppose they're going to attempt to end it here, and why wouldn't they? So push for core, push for the 1-0. Diablo is gone, and with Caesar Salad dying, I think it's fair to say that this is not gonna end well for Team Madara. The blue team is in dire straits. The keep in the middle is already lost, and the core is falling. It's falling quickly. That level 20 advantage obviously helps a lot. And Team Mason locks in another map victory in the tournament. Well played, nicely done. They take the lead after a victory on Infernal Shrines. GG, well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Battlefield of Eternity, the second map in the best of 3, and well, Team Mason has the lead, the second map that they won in the tournament. And now a chance to win their first match in this tournament, which would actually be very annoying for Team Madara, because again, they technically still have an opportunity to push a little bit farther up. We have we have 6 teams in the tournament right now, and we are playing a full round robin to get the seeding into the final phase. And the teams that finish the seeding at the 5th and 6th spot, they actually start in the losers bracket. So if you make it in the top 4, you have a much better position in the bracket itself. So for Madara's team, it would actually be incredibly important to win here, and then hope that in the upcoming series between Nintori and Liam, Nintori's team takes it. So them losing would be bit disastrous for them. I mean, it would be more or less the worst case scenario. They would end up in a spot where they don't have a chance to claw themselves out of the bottom 2 anymore and would spawn in the lower bracket for the seeding. So Battlefield of Eternity is going to be pretty important. Blue team has decided after loss in game number 1 that they prefer to have first pick over map choice. So Battlefield of Eternity was chosen by Team Mason, and yeah, we get interestingly enough also a ban against Junkrat right away. We have seen a lot of really nice damage dealers on BOE against the Immortal. Hanzo comes to mind, Vala of course, another big one. So Hanzo insta-locked in. I mean, immediately as a first pick, which I can absolutely understand. Could still play a Vala composition, of course. Also kind of want to highlight that Uther has been banned for the second time now in the first ban phase. So they really want to shut down any kind of attempts of seeing Uther as a main tank and second support. Vala as a first pick. Now the only question that we have with her chosen is if it's going to be an arrow Vala to target down the Immortal. On Battlefield of Eternity it obviously stands to reason, but we have seen plenty of auto attack Valas also on BOE. If you want to play that, you are kind of forced though to play her with 2 supports. So if they are really committing to that or not, that's the bigger question at this point. I guess very likely we're going to get an arrow build, but let's not jump ahead too much. We've seen both played fairly frequently. Inubarak and Hogger for the blue team, for Team Madara. So they are already trying to engage a bit more aggressively with Inub, and then Hanzo potentially following that up also with an arrow. Decent amount of CC for sure. But I'm a little bit curious what specifically Ultralist is not going to pick. Blaze, Maiev. Blaze picked, Maiev now banned. I could see Genji for Ultralisk. Hanzo Genji for them would be an option. Anduin is also still up, so with Malfurion banned, if you want, you could also go for Anduin and Genji. Again, always assuming that Vala will be played as a damage tool against the Immortal. So there's a couple of different options of what they can actually do with this. But let's see how they're reacting. Ultralisk for the blue team is going to be an interesting pick though. With Medivh banned on the last map, I still would love to see him here. Don't think it's going to happen. throws me back a little bit. 80 Artie, mad scientist, you know, with Medivh. And here comes Anduin, and we get Garrosh. Okay, so with that, we have Garrosh up at the front. Can also shield for Vala a bit further. Mason himself, the final pick for the blue team. Yeah, Roger most likely on Vala here, but with the double pick that we're getting for Team Madara, Legacy, Ultralisk. What's Ultralisk going to choose here? And what are we getting as the support for Legacy then, of course? But yeah, Ultralisk is usually the X-Factor pick. Medivh, there he is! There's Medivh! There we go. Medivh and Stukov. Okay, I like that. We get Medivh. We have a little bit of portal control with Garrosh on the other side. You can use Blaze, of course, also. And now the question, what the last damage dealer or the last choice is. Are they supporting Vala with 2 supports? But unlikely. Most likely we're going to get another damage dealer. But I like that we have now that Medivh X-Factor play for the blue team on Battlefield of Eternity. Was banned out on the previous map. Now they get a chance to play him. So Medivh it is. And the final choice is indeed Genji for Team Mason. We get the Light Bomb plus Swift Strike Engage from the red team. So yeah, looking good. Ladies and gentlemen, map number 2. Can Team Mason make it happen? Let's find out on BOE. Game number 2. On the left side, we have Team Madara with the captain playing Hanzo, Caesar Salad on Anubarak at the front line for the blue team. Naz is playing Hogga, Legacy on Stukov. We're getting Ultralisk, last but not least for the blue team with Medivh. And of course, we're going to keep our eye also on the Arcane Rift here. This is baseline. At the right side of the map, Team Mason with him playing Genji. We got Godfilth on Garrosh. We're getting Roger with an arrow build on Vala. Weary Day on Anduin. And Zergling is playing Blaze. Now Genji is rotating a bit initially between the lanes here for the team. With that said, down at the bottom of the map, still the aggression centering around a potential battle there. Which so far at least has not quite played out yet. But everybody is just attempting to see, okay, where's the opponent? What are they currently doing? What's the next play going to be? Is there a gank set up somewhere that we have to be careful about? Or what's going to be the play? So, as is, it's going to be our fight down at the bottom of the map. There's currently a 2-3 split for the red team. So they still have a couple of heroes that are sitting all the way up at the top. But there are a couple of heroes in the game now that are definitely interested in getting some stacks together. One of them would be Vala with the arrow build. And then, of course, on top of that, we have also Medivh with the 4 that he has towards the baseline. Very important for Ultralisk to get that done quickly before he risks getting destroyed here. Now, we got Warbreaker as a level 1 talent, Puncturing Arrow so far without any stacks. Hogga is now all alone at the top lane, and the blue team has actually started to try and take both of those caps. I can't for a second believe that the red team is going to let that slide. So yeah, they're sniffing that out down at the bottom very quickly, and this is where the real battle is going to happen. Blaze has moved up towards the top and is now trying to take this against Hogga, so this could be another interesting fight. And with now Genji rotating around, I suppose we all know where this is headed. Top side will be taken by the red team, and down at the bottom of the map they're giving it up, so each team walks away with 1. Naz nearly grabbed it though. I mean, he nearly claimed it up at the top, but it all works out at the end of the day. Each team gets 1 of the mercenary camps. They're going to be happy here. Vala with a single stack, by the way. Only 1. Even here. Trying to lock in another one. Gets silenced. Also, Roger running out of mana. So not a whole lot going for him at this point in time. Probably a little bit disappointing from his view. But, and again, next little attack is already happening. They're breaking or trying to break through the gate at the bot lane. So yeah, nice aggression coming currently from the blue team. They're definitely doing well down here. And they might even get a kill. They might get first blood. They're going for Garrosh. It's the kill against Vala that they grab instead. Vala goes down. Very nice portal action that gets executed. And it ends up with Vala dying. Now again, there is no Gambit quest for her in this situation, so she didn't lose anything here. But with only 2 stacks to her name, this is really not a whole lot. And it's not only that Vala was killed as the first blood of the game, but then on top of that, what we also have is, of course, the problem that you're looking at the gate down here nearly destroyed. We have the first Immortal up, so that's the next play that everybody is worried about. And with this said and done, we have camps taken by both teams. Additional pressure at the bottom of the map could certainly result with the fort itself taking some damage. But on top of that too, of course, it's the Immortal that's really becoming the focus quite quickly. You have with Vala some extra damage that you can technically do, but Monster Hunter isn't ready yet, so you don't have your level 7. At least with the Repeating Arrow as your level 4 talent, you now can, against that stationary target, unlock both. But we'll see if they can claim this. They have now a chance to do some damage on the blue team's Immortal and use that immediately. So the question is just if it's going to be enough. It's a halftime show battle between the two. Nobody really taking a massive lead. Bit of an advantage, but that's about it. So yeah, can still play around that. Garrosh again needs to be very careful here. They're trying to grab him. The stun hits Blaze instead. Portals everywhere right now, following Anduin, and he gets barely saved. Damn, very day by Garrosh. That was amazing. Fantastic save by Garrosh, but the entire red team is now on the run as the blue team is defending. Vala's tapping the fountain up at the top. They're now shielding, and Hanzo's going again for the one-man show as he is attempting to make his play there and might actually win this for the team. Red team is trying to push in again to do the same thing. Vala has also gotten a few more hits against heroes with her arrow. They might even get a kill on down on Nubarak, and a noob got wrecked. And they take the Immortal as well. Nice. Really well played here by Team Mason. That was actually a little bit of a surprising twist. They didn't look too hot initially, but now they were able to get a kill. And on top of that, they also locked in the play against Anubarak with help against the Immortal. Anubarak killed, Immortal taken, and now the push through the bottom of the map that will allow them to do even more here. I like it. Really well executed. Big chance to open the wall up. Not really a massive shield, so it's not like we're going to see them break through that fort. Unless, of course, they get kills. They go for Madara. Hanzo has to retreat, but there's also Hogger that might find himself in some trouble. But he's also able to escape and move out from this one. So, yeah, the attack continues pretty quickly. And now maybe a shot at this? No? Down here, the follow-up with the portal. Now they're trying to get another quick kill here. So far, not really worked. They try to go for circling, and that's a kill. Not only is it a kill, it's the quest for Hanzo completed, and Hogger has taken a camp in the meantime. So another big one for them here. So yeah, some pretty neat little plays that are now getting executed. But do a bit more on this. He doesn't really see. Maybe down at the bottom of the map. Forward, are they able to lock that in? And the stun combo! They get the counter kill. Nice. Garrosh dies, but they get the counter kill on Anubarak. So it's a kill for killers they're trading. But damn, that pressure from the blue team. So much pressure for them now as they are hoping to destroy that bottom fort. And they are about to drop it a bit further. I don't think they can destroy the entire thing, but even dropping it down to, what is this, 40-30% of its hit points is already a huge victory. 3 kills to 2, slightly inexperienced. Again, nothing totally insane, nothing where you're looking at it and you're like, oh my god, it's going to snowball everything. But those are small advantages that Team Madara is currently building on that really help them. Now, it's still very early on. Level 10 abilities are going to change the entire dynamic. The teams are heading with even talents into the next objective, which is going to be quite important. And Vala obviously has now a bit of an advantage with that level 7 talent, Monster Hunter, which is going to allow her to execute a lot of damage against the Immortal all by herself. And she has a few more stacks. It's nothing crazy, it's only 9 of them. But yeah. Exactly. 9. So, ult is not there yet. They have to be careful as this is a little bit of a bait going up against the team that has already ult. Kinda tricky. There's the ley line, and I think they're gonna lose at least Garrosh here. Bunker is out. Cocoon used the slap and got wrecked. He's dead. Vala might still get saved, is able to retreat. But why engage into that fight without level 10? It's always such a huge risk, and what is the chance of you really surprising your opponent to such a large extent that you're going to be able to get the kill here? What they've sacrificed now is the halftime show, and I don't think that was needed. They went a little bit too deep for that. Staggering deaths would now be the worst case scenario, but Mason is able to move out. So they very much so have to be careful on this. Nubra gets attacked very quickly. Careful. They have to defend now first and foremost. If they get a few kills, they can technically still turn this around, but they got to be very, very cautious around this. So, as is, we now have Caesar Salad being attacked, Weary Day also moving out. Again, that portal, all of these plays that Medivh is enabling for the blue team. Portal into the backline, time and time again, and here's Vala, the arrow from Hanzo connects, and she goes down. Vala destroyed, that's kill number 5 for Team Madara, and they are starting to take control. They've done better and better ever since map number 1, and now they are gonna take a significant lead here. Half a level advantage only up to this point, but with them already doing a lot of damage down at the bottom fort and now having an opportunity with the Big Shield Immortal to do the same thing up at the top, it's probably fair to say that they are going to do some significant amount of damage in all of this. So, yep, they're doing pretty okay. So, can they destroy the fort? I guess we'll see. We'll certainly try. Get some nice damage to that wall. Hoggar's fighting with Blaze at the bottom of the map, as Blaze is still hoping to defend that fort. But there is a realistic chance that even both of these forts are going down. Depends a bit on potential kills. Indomitable being used by Garrosh to make his way out of this. And yeah, even with that lingering a little bit too slow on Stukov to really shut him down properly. But they break through the gate. They do some decent damage on that fort. And you know what? This one is gonna get wrecked. They're gonna lose that fort here. That fort will be lost, and now they can rotate down to the bottom of the map. Hoggar is already waiting for anybody coming in here. They accelerate the rotation with the help of another portal, and that's now both of the outer structures destroyed on the red team side. They lost both their fountains and both their forts. And of course they're a level behind by now too. So things are slowly getting worse and worse and worse for them. Definitely not an ideal position to be in. But with that now we have currently 26,000 damage for Genji. We got 22,000 for Hanzo. Topside camp has also been taken. Red team of course needs to stabilize now. They need to try and get to level 13. They need to fight with even talents. And they have to also hope that they're going to be able to win one of the team fights. That's essentially what it comes down to. You're starting to trail. You don't have access to fountains in the middle anymore, which means you have to rely on to this fountain for pretty much most of your fights when you're going for an immortal battle. And they're struggling to control Medivh. They have some tools that they can use to control portals, especially when we're talking about Blaze and Garrosh, but even Reign of Vengeance you could point out here. But the team fights haven't been going well for them. So they had some success at the beginning of the game, and now the last few minutes have been quite one-sided when it comes to kills. But there's the chance to, again, potentially turn the game around. But if they lose this one too, I think it's going to be pretty tricky. You're already a level behind. You are able to dodge a talent disadvantage around the objective. But I think this will be the last time that they're not having a talent disadvantage when the Immortal is up, if they lose it. They need to win here. They need to close this gap a little bit, and you get a couple of kills, get that Immortal, do some damage themselves, or things will get worse. And we now have 18,000 damage also for Medivh, so Ultralisk is able to contribute some serious numbers. Vala with 12 stacks, we're 12 minutes into the game, so basically Vala has so far hit a single arrow per minute. 1 arrow per minute is all that we've gotten from Vala up to this point. Nothing to write home about. Now, the halftime show is already over. They gave it up. And now they have to try and turn things a little bit. With decent positioning on the Immortal, they could immediately try and leverage Vala for it, which they are attempting to do. So, yeah, get a few more. And she burns it down quickly. That's the nice part. Problem is, they have a lot of catching up to do if they want to win this one. Now, it's nearly the 50-50 here. For the blue team, delaying things will, of course, also be quite nice, because it would help them to get to a level 16 talent. But who is taking it, Hanzo or Vala? Who's going to be able to claim it? And with 28 hit points! With 28 hit points, it is the red team. Bunker on the ground. Couple of heroes maybe in trouble. Great jet propulsion. These Reign of Vengeance are not hitting properly, but they're hitting well enough to put Blaze in some trouble, so he goes down. And even with the ley line, they couldn't get a counter kill. That is a 28 hit point shield, by the way. It's barely not visible, but he is on range damage for just not even a shot. Well, 1. But this is one of the smallest shields that I have ever seen in the game. 28 hit points on this one. Nuts. Topside 4 does not even get destroyed. Down at the bottom, they did some work. The problem that they're, of course, facing up against here is simply the fact that the team in blue has level 16. So, that's not too bad. You got an Immortal. Yes, I mean, they did some damage. Both of the outer structures are now damaged. It's really the talent advantage and experience advantage that becomes the big problem here. Hanzo, by the way, is at the top. If they can force a fight down here, even in a 4 versus 5, in a 5 versus 4, that talent advantage might be nice, but you could win this one. Leyline though. Oh, Leyline! The arrow and the Leyline absolutely not synced up, and that's a huge problem. They're still chasing though. They still might be able to do something here. But yeah, they get Garrosh, but Leyline and Arrow were definitely not in a good spot. Take another look at it as they're escaping here. Watch the Arrow and the Leyline as they're coming out. And you'll see the perfect timing on this. So here comes the Leyline and the Arrow just half a second later. That was a bit unlucky. I mean, good thought by Hanzo initially, don't get me wrong, but it's hard to coordinate that. And they YOLO'd out 2 ults. They still got the kill. They still got a kill, so it's kind of important. They were able to make that work. But yeah, that was definitely a bit of a crucial play here. For sure. But okay. We now have half a level until 16. They have 15 seconds to try and get that. There's another minion wave coming in at the bottom of the map. And Blaze is, of course, interested to grab all the XP up here at the top. If he's able to do that, that would help for sure. So the attempt to grab that now, and we'll see if he can. Down at the bottom of the map, the attack also continues. What they're trying to do here, of course, is prevent the blue team from walking away with another halftime victory. This time they want to fight for it. He has level 16, so that's a big one. Oh, but again that lurking arm. Lurking arm, bunker, barely out in time, and they're already suffering, all of them. Blaze gets blown out of the water, so he is dead. And yeah, they're trying to get another kill this time against Genji. They take him down. And now we're having also Roger destroyed. It's a triple kill. They're taking Vala apart. 10 kills to 2. It's a disaster. Yeah, it's absolutely disastrous for them now. So, not looking good. This is going to be a big Immortal for the blue team. Technically, as I said before, they still have all of their forts standing, so there's going to be an enormous amount from catapult pressure. Even with just the heroes down at the bottom, they're still chasing some kills. There's only 2 defenders, and they're hoping to put more pressure on them and maybe kill one even here. But the fights are just too well coordinated by Team Madara. They don't find themselves in any problem whatsoever here. Hanzo is just soloing the Immortal right now. And if they delay things a little bit, they might even be able to pick up level 20 in the meantime. It's going to be tough to get that experience, especially since the red team is now fighting for it. So yeah, it's a little bit too much. So they're going to just lock this one in. No damage really has been done over here. So this is a bit of a do or die moment for Team Mason. They are trying to be aggressive. Look at this. This is an absolute Hail Mary that they're throwing here. They gotta do something like it or they will lose for sure. If they can get kills here, then maybe they still have a chance. Light Bomb doesn't do anything for them. Genji is in trouble. Barely makes it out of that encounter with Hogger, but is still on the run. They just can't turn it. The Immortal is already moving through the top, and now Vala gets targeted. There's the Cocoon against Genji, and with Vala gone, this is the beginning of the end. They had to throw a Hail Mary. This is one of the only things that they could do. Try and be aggressive before the opponent has level 20 talents, and then defend after you win the team fight. But from the beginning, it wasn't a good battle, and they knew it too. They had to do it. They were forced into that decision. There was no other choice. You will not be able to defend in a proper 5 versus 5 with Immortal pushing at the top too. So they tried, they failed, still not able to get another kill. 13 kills to 2 in total. Level 20 talents are ready for Team Madara. And we're going to go to game number 3. We're going to go to a third game here. Only 2 defenders. Well, 1 defender. And Genji alone is not going to be able to turn this one around. Especially with the Immortal still firing away here. So after Team Mason wins game number 1, now the blue team returns. The favor comes back with a vengeance. They're getting a win as well. And this series will be decided on the 3rd and final map of the best of 3. GG. Tomb of the Spider Queen, map number 3. So, also for the people that are currently watching this on YouTube, big shout out to the NA players. They are doing a fantastic job after every single game to quickly decide on the next map and then also host. I'm really impressed by that. It's something that has become worse and worse on the European side over the years, and now it usually just like takes what feels like forever to, you know, go from one map into the other. But here on the North American tournament, this is actually fairly well done by the players. There's nobody, you know, that asks all the time for like, ooh, here a player needs a break, there's a player needs a break. I'm pretty sure that once we're going into the best of 5s, they will take one within the series, which is absolutely fine. But here for best of 3s, they are really just very snappy on trying to get into the next game, so I really appreciate that. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, also make sure that you subscribe to the channel and click that like button. It really helps to promote the videos in general, to make sure that more people get to see these videos. And if you're interested to bring heroes to a wider audience and maybe get some players back into the player base, one of the best things that you can actually do. When people get that recommended, that's always nice, so hit that like button and hit the sub button if you haven't done it yet. I know that a lot of you haven't. So, bans for game 3. Uther just getting the ban hammer. Same also for Lucio, by the way. The two of them have been consistently banned out throughout the series. With us now heading into Tomb, now the question, who is going to take that victory? I've been highlighting a whole lot what it means for the two teams. Technically, for Team Mason, there's not really... If they win this series, they don't have a massive advantage or anything. They will still start in the lower bracket for the playoffs. We have Diablo as a quick first pick for them. Jojo banned out too. Yeah, no draft rules, nothing along those lines. But what comes in with the pick on the blue team now? Quick double pick for them, for Team Madara. Ultralisk with a really nice Medivh play as well on the last map. I mean, that helped them a lot. These portals consistently into the opponent's backline made a huge difference. And damn, it's nice when you have a team that can play well around Medivh, and a Medivh player that also knows what he's doing. It's one of the problems actually when you are trying to do that in any kind of like public environment without being on voice with your teammates. It makes it so much harder for everybody to coordinate properly when you don't know when and where that portal is headed. So in this case, it was very, very snappy calls and they were properly executed. Malfurion and Sylvanas for Team Mason in their hopes to get their first victory, match victory. And all this, and here comes the Medivh ban. Team Madara did it first, and now they're trying to shut it down on Team Mason's side. I mean, with Diablo, if you go Leyline, you could even try to sync that up with Leyline plus Apocalypse. So I didn't have to do that here. But it's kind of funny to me that they, after playing him just a second ago, are now the ones that are just shutting it down right away, saying like, no. You're not going to pay us back. So, final ban for this series. It is Anduin. So, once again, the Crybaby gets eliminated. After we had already some light bomb action and nobody wants to deal with that. Again, on the left side, Ultralisk, Caesar Salad, and Legacy are the ones that are currently still missing out on all of it. And with the blue team now going for that double pick, we get Varian sniper combo. Stukov again, so Stukov with Lurking Arm after Varian taunt and Blaze with another stun follow-up. They are likely going to add some burst damage from Ultralisk now. Hanzo is okay, but you want to have something a bit bursty if you're really attempting to go for a play like this. We could see Li Ming, for example. If he goes for a mage, Li Ming might be an option for them. Doesn't fit the map perfectly, but if you're just looking for kills, it's an option. But of course, there's a whole lot of other mages they could play. Chromie is a very nice pick for the red team because she would have been a good choice too for the blue team. Madara could have played her. But now we get Thrall instead, so there's a lot of your damage coming from the front line, enhanced a bit further. Tomb of the Spider Queen, everybody. Let's go. We have our third map. It's the Tomb, and which team takes the best of 3? Let's find out right now. Game number 3 on the left in blue. Team Madara rocking it with the captain playing Hanzo. We got Ultralisk on Thrall. Caesar Salad is playing Varian. Legacy is playing Stukov for that sniper composition that they're executing in this game. And we have then Naz on Blaze. Over on the right side, Team Mason with Chromie getting played by Mason himself. We got God Filth on Diablo. Miriday, as a support player, is playing Malfurion. Roger on Sylvanas, and we get Zergling with Leoric heading into Austin's renewal as his level 1. So, over on the right side, we're now looking at a chance for the red team to finally win a best-of-3 series in that round-robin phase of the tournament. They led with a 1-0 after the first map, a well-deserved victory there, honestly, but now they have to contest with a team that is certainly playing a lot better, but seems to have some problems here. Madara and his boys are currently pausing again. It seems like Nas had initially some issues and were delayed, but is making his way over towards the team now. Doesn't really seem like anybody disconnected. Maybe they just have some audio problems. That happens every now and then, that somebody is struggling with Discord. But either way, let's hope that whatever the tech difficulties are, that they're going to be resolved soon, and then we'll figure out slowly which team takes the victory. So, everything's fine. Seems whatever the issue was, it's already resolved. But they're trying to hide behind the gate a bit. Of course, with that team, once that you have taunt, we're going to have some really big coordinated attacks against individual heroes, always in the hopes to just move in and, quickly take down, a hero as you are trying to execute taunt, lurking arm, jet propulsion, the wolf from Thrall, and the burst damage. So if they can get that done against Chromie, Sylvanas, against Malfurion, they're pretty much guaranteed to get the kill. Anything else would be a little bit shocking. But first you have to get the level 4. First you have to get the taunt. And yeah, it's one of the things, by the way, that really amazed me with the bounty system that we of course introduced in other tournaments, in the Murky Cup and also the Banshee Cup. It was kind of shocking to me that the one bounty, or one of the very few bounties, that nobody even tried to attempt was Twin Blades variant. Nobody even wanted to try it. It's not that it wasn't executed and successfully played out. Nobody even wanted to try and do it, which I personally really just found shocking. I mean, not even an attempt to go for it. So, yeah, a little bit bananas. Now we get a bit of a battle around those siege giants, and each team loses a hero. Hanzo goes down, and so does Diablo. So everybody loses something here, but the siege giants are claimed by the blue team. So, good for Team Madara to at least get ahead on that. Could get a bit wild here. We'll see. Already attempting to make a bit of a move with those siege giants to break down those walls, I would assume. Maybe a chance, an opportunity to play that out. Over on the left side, Madara also working on the next camp with his team. Level 4 talents have now been reached by them, and that means we have taunt in the game. So here's the opportunity to get that done. And then Zergling with the turn in here in the middle. As in the early game again, if you have a couple of gems and you can turn them in, always nice to safeguard those. The red team has already delivered 20, we have 8 for the blue team. They go for Zergling, nice heal from Malfurion, just in the nick of time. That could have been a problem, but they're trying to turn it on Caesar Salad. Taunt is already out. Another stun. He has another taunt ready, but Godfilth is already in range of the towers, and they don't want to contest against those either. We have at level 4 as a Frostwolf pack for Thrall, him also attempting to complete the stack quest and unlock the reward. But with a kill against the kill, you can see that both of them are really playing this, I want to say, a bit cautious. Everybody is willing to engage in fight, but they're also retreating a little bit sooner. Nobody wants to fall behind too quickly. Just on a sheer mercenary note, it seems that the blue team is doing slightly better than their opponents. Nothing insane or crazy, but yeah, here comes the camp for the team. They try to go for Diablo though, and he gets away. But Nas turned in, so they were there's a jet propulsion, and Leo is low. But both the frontliners were able to escape at the end of the day, and goes for Diablo. So that Diablo Universe frontline is so far still holding. But of course, then, on top of that, here comes the next taunt, this time against Sylvanas, and that makes things a bit more tricky. Not everybody was in position, though, for a potential attack, and that means Sylvanas gets away, but you can see where this is headed. So far, good for the red team that they didn't lose anyone to this. As things continue, everybody is, of course, unlocking more tools that they themselves can use to become aggressive or to survive through this. Bit further molested. We haven't seen a turn in completed yet, but Madara is delivering another 9 gems for the team. putting their count up to 37 right now. And yeah, the red team is not able to deny any of that. So the first Web Weaver wave goes over to the Madara. Again, the attempt to go for Diablo. Caesar Salad, bit careful at the front. Yeah, problem for them in most of these cases is that they are just missing out on a few heroes that can follow up, especially with damage. Hanzo, for example, was sitting topside now, getting them some experience, pushing a minion wave back. Didn't quite allow for them to do a lot more here, with kills in the middle. But trying to escort those Web Weavers in deep and now do structural damage is, of course, a much higher priority. So, can they break through some of these gates and maybe damage forts directly? The bigger question now. Kill for a kill, slowing sands for Chromie, unlocked just at the perfect moment for them. Top side, that wall is already gone, and yep, that fort is definitely going to take a lot of damage. Sylvana's not able to do too much here. They're trying to slow down the rotation from the middle, and damn, Chromie nearly got Hanzoed by Madara, is able to get out, at least for now, but Ultralisk is still sitting there. Another hit against the Mason Blaze on his Chromie, forcing him to retreat. The Web Weavers have been defeated, but this fort has also taken damage, and they might not just be done yet. Could still try to get a bit more, especially in the middle. But that attack came just too late to threaten Zergling. If he wasn't already in Wraith Walk, it would have been taunted and killed. For sure. And now, on the other hand, they turn it on Diablo. Roger! The wolf hits, and that's a double kill. And that was a really important one. That double kill cost them, I believe, 25 gems in total. That was huge. So not only kills and a bit of a lead, well, it's a turnaround against Caesar Salad, but denying gems to the opponent, so that was very, very important here. But okay, with this, I mean, you can see it right here. With Sylvanas dying, that was actually a big one. Those gems did not get recovered. So they're still holding 25, but just compare this. One team has already gotten a turn in. The other team has 29 gems, has delivered 13. So there's a pretty big discrepancy when it comes to the gem count. They're attempting to turn in here in the middle, but Thrall is sitting close, so he's going to interrupt very easily. We have a slight adjustment though with mind control for Sylvana, so that's something that they can use now too to add additional CC. Oh, Leo with Hanzo's arrow coming in. Leo explodes. Now they go for Diablo. That's 23 gems that God Filth is holding, and that's a disaster. They don't even have enough gems to turn in for their first Web Weaver wave. Team Mason is now losing all ground on this battle. We are 7 minutes in. It's a level advantage for the blue team. And while there is still, of course, the chance to recover, it's gonna be difficult. It's not going to be easy for them to get past all of this. I mean, as you can see, this is a very, very dire situation now for the red team. They need kills, and they're trying to get that right now, right here, as they're going for Varian, and they can get the kill. Nice. They get the kill against not only Varian, but also Thrall. Chromie goes for the double. Blue team, though, is now waiting for the next set of Web Weavers, and this one is also starting very, very deep in. So this top side fort should actually be destroyed, even with Chromie trying to defend here. And the rest of the blue team is already pushing out too. I mean, it's a 5 versus 3 for now, but the remaining 2 will be back soon. And Hanzo gets the solo kill at the bottom of the map against Leoric. And that makes matters worse for them. So now Naz is moving back out. Varian and Thrall are, by the way, back on the map and are making their way over as we speak. But this is definitely an interesting development now. Because with Leo gone for most of the... I mean, he's respawned by now, but gone for the initial part of the Web Weaver phase at the bottom of the map. They also missed out on some potential defense, and this could cost them the fort at the bot lane now. The commitment is definitely there from the blue team, and they're gonna get this one. So they're committing to this, they're taking this one out. Now they're even chasing. Chromie has been able to defend the fort at the top, by the way. But that battle does not look good. Sundering is out. Can God Filth get away? Leo's trying to escape too. They're all so low. But they make it. Well played. Well played by Team Mason. They actually got out. I thought that we would see at least a few kills from the blue team. And that didn't really happen. So it's a little bit of it's a bit of a weird one, honestly, because right now what we're seeing is one team that already got 2 Web Weaver waves, but they haven't gotten too much out of it. Arrow totally missing in that fight, and it's Ultralisk that is about to fall. Does he get the heal in time? Yeah. Is able to get out. Leo gets destroyed by a blaze, but I'm not so sure. There's the barbecue, the mind control, and they're still alive, and they turn it on Diablo. God Filth might fall. Quick push against Malfurion. It's Varian that gets murdered by Chromie. Always Chromie. She's the one keeping the team in play. Frontline is doing a great job staying alive, though. Legacy goes down. Stukov is dead. That's again 2 heroes dead on the red team side. Sorry, on the blue team side. So, yeah. This is actually getting... We are potentially looking at a comeback here. Finally a turn-in. Finally a turn-in for the team in red. And now the simple question, what can they do with it? How deep can they go with that turn-in? Can they destroy some forts, or will the defense just be too strong for them to break through? Because this is just their first turn-in that they have here, but they can get a few more of the gems in. They will have a bit of an easier time as this continues. This might actually destroy the top side fort. Web Weaver's coming in, and yeah, Roger is taking most of this down in time. I mean, they're losing some of the hit points, but still, this defense is quite alright. Now, down at the bottom of the map, or here in the middle, this is where the party around the forts is now continuing. Leoki is overdoing it a little bit. I mean, he's going full Leoki on this one. This is the 4th time that he has now died. I mean, he'll be back, don't get me wrong, but he is getting slapped around quite heavily here. 15 versus 15. Arrow, bit from a short distance against Roger. In comes Ultralisk. Not committing to Sundering yet. Actually, is on cooldown already. My bad, sorry. Fort in the middle has been killed. And now, at the top, the next one might even fall. But they're focusing on Diablo. And they get him. Diablo is down. Leo gets pushed away. They're not turning it on him right away. Instead, they're attempting to save the top structures. And the Web Weaver goes down here. 40,000 damage for Hanzo. Thrall got killed in the middle. It's the 2nd time that Ultralisk has now fallen. And the teams are essentially tied in experience. And this looks like the next fort will be destroyed. And that means Team Mason has, with their first turn-in, taken 2 forts out. More than Team Madara was able to pull off with 2. That's actually kind of nuts. And now we're having the boss attack. So Team Mason in for a massive comeback here. I mean, they are looking at a great spot. Still behind in kills, ahead in structures, and if they get the boss now too, and another kill, staggered deaths against the blue team would go a long way, and this is where we're at right now. That's the end of Varian. The boss, they are focusing on it again. Are they following through with it? Seems like the blue team is still very determined to make sure that they're not getting it. So they are poking and poking and poking, and they let it slide. Instead, they're engaging into the battle. Arrow against the backline was successful. They're trying to go for Leo. Leo is low, but it's still a 5 versus 4. So Team Madara slowly disengages. Not trying to get out of here, but they accomplished their goal at the end of the day. They wanted to deny the boss to the red team, and they were able to pull that off. Now with 41 gems that you're still holding, you should be a bit careful. Still the advantage of an additional Web Weaver wave. The problem is simply they weren't able to do enough with it. So currently the big question mark is, will the blue team be able to stabilize on this? And again, they are the team where this game is really important. This is an important match for them. So now we have them with 5 back up on the map. Blaze has, by the way, not died yet. He's one of 3 that hasn't fallen yet. Only one on the blue team side. The side laner. Comes the attack once again. Stun, 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 stun. Slow. And they still can't kill him. But they might be able to go for Diablo this time. There's a bunker to block his path too. Diablo goes down. And he was not fully stacked on his souls. So he is down for the full duration. And this is going to hurt. Arrow is missing completely as they're hoping to follow up with the 2nd kill. So they're not able to pull that off. But this is a chance to nearly get... Well, they can actually get a turn-in with this. If they pick up a few more gems. And they should be able to, at a minimum, destroy the fort at the top if they focus on that. Instead, they're hoping for the Web Weavers to destroy it, I guess. Nice Entomb here. Ultralisk survives. It's actually amazing to me that Leo nearly got a kill. But he falls. Leo falls again. There's a mind control, but now they're only on the map with 3. They have to be really careful. You shouldn't try and engage here, because if you stagger even more deaths than you already did, it's going to be a rude awakening. Madara is about to lock in the topside fort with the help of the minion wave that he escorted through. Here comes that turn-in, and yeah, that's the big opportunity for the blue team to maybe even go for some keep damage. It's definitely a realistic goal here. The fort in the middle should be an easy grab. Yeah, it's 5 versus 5 at least. We now have 45,000 damage for Sylvanas, but look at Hanzo, he's already sitting at 60k. A lot of it poke damage, of course, but still a lot of stuff that Malfurion has to heal out. So the attack continues. The arrows are, by the way, all missing right now. Madara had some very tough time getting proper arrows connected in the last 3 team fights. So now we're seeing the middle being pushed, top side, bottom of the map. Both of them already moving in towards keeps. And the red team is realizing they have to defend there before they're dealing with the mid lane. So yeah, Diablo still not fully stacked. He's at 65 right now. So yeah, not a whole lot. Sylvanas at the top is pushing this again, trying to take it out. Doing a great job there. But now at the bottom of the map, we're seeing Leo targeted and murdered. Yeah, Leoric is gone again. He's ghosting around right now and will of course be back soon TM. But that's a chance to push and destroy that wall. Can they get the keep? Highly doubt it. Don't think they will even attempt, but the gap in experience has widened. It's now nearly a level. It's not quite there, but we're getting closer and closer to that gap. And we have level 20 in just a few more seconds. Maybe one more minion wave for Team Madara. And on the death side, we now have 5 deaths on Diablo and 6 deaths on Leoric. The 2 of them have 11 of the 12 deaths of the red team. So, yeah. If they can abuse the Storm Talents now while they have them, go for boss play for example, would really add a lot. And they're trying. They have a level 20 advantage, so they're saying, alright guys, let's go for it. Now, that is of course going to be scouted out. Question is, will it be contested? And currently it doesn't look like it. What they're doing instead is they're trying to turn in. They're going to be interrupted right here. Actually, will they? Yeah, the arrow! A YOLO arrow to interrupt a turn-in. Blaze is trying to interrupt there as well. The whole idea being slow them down, interrupt them, don't allow them to get web weavers while we are trying to go for boss. So this is a very nice play, shutting down the turn-in attempts and maybe even getting a kill. Thrall, they are going for Malfurion and Diablo, and the 2 of them are actually locked in the choke point. In comes Varian with a taunt. Hellgate from Dibbles, as they have level 20 talents as well. But while all of this is fighting through, the boss is already at the top and starting to go for the wall and the keep. So now it's, oh, tank versus tank, and both of them die. Thankfully for the red team, they oh god, Leo died again. Thankfully for them, they had the stacks up on Diablo, so he'll be back. But it's gonna take... No, actually, my bad. He's not back. What? I thought he was fully stacked. Did he die twice immediately? Yeah, Diablo is down for another 45 seconds. I thought he was fully stacked and would respawn. My bad. So, that's a keep. That could be more than a keep. They could get some core damage against them here. So, yeah. Arrow, by the way, still completely missing. Fully YOLO'd out. Keep is gone. Boss defeated. And now blue team can still move back, work on another turn in here, and try and see what they can actually do with that. Now Diablo apparently got that stack after he died, which is insane. And kind of wild that you now have a stacked Diablo, which is like dead and gone. But with these follow-up kills, I mean, what the hell? All of a sudden, Stukov and Blaze get killed. I mean, sorry boys, but that shouldn't happen. They kill the keep, but this is still a bit wild because now the turn-in is going to happen for the red team. And it's 20 versus 20 now. So, this is going to get interesting after all. This is not over yet. And when we're talking about level 20 talents, look what Leoric went for. After he already specced into Drain on 13 and 16, he went for Burning Despair now. Yeah, we're moving to the top quickly. Obviously the lanes are getting pushed out as they're preparing for the web weavers. We get a stacked Diablo back up on the map. But yeah. Crazy game. Crazy third game. The entire series was actually pretty nice. So, yeah. Hanzo is saving, or apparently, honestly, I think that Madara thinks that this is the best of 5 because he's saving all of his good arrows for the next map. But this is going to be the final one. He knows that. So Madara, come on. No day drinking here, please. Like, you need to collect at least 1 or 2. There we go. Connects an arrow with Leo, but it's not enough. Now the keep in the middle falls. So technically they're about to be even in structures in just a moment because yes, the bottom 4 is standing, but the Web Weaver is going to take that out very quickly. So they're going to be tied again. They're going to be tied once more. Up at the top, yeah, they defended. Down at the bottom of the map, that fort is now gone, so the teams are tied in this game. It's just nasty. Guys, it's kind of crazy. It's a continuous back and forth between the two of them. Every time you think, okay, one team is now for sure in the lead and will likely carry this one towards its conclusion, the other team oversteps a little bit, feels too confident, stays too long, and gets punished a moment later and absolutely wrecked. And the game ties up again. So that's exactly where we are right now. And a bit of a weird spot, but hey, I'll definitely take it. It's a pretty entertaining one. Dark Lady's Call gets thrown out there as they're still attempting to get a quick kill in against anybody that walks into it and can then fully be CC'd. We're not quite ready for this yet. So, with camps taken and both teams not having enough gems for a turn-in, it might just be the next team fight wherever it happens. Boss is not going to be up for another 50 seconds. I suppose it's the blue team that will get their turn-in opportunity first. They only have 36 so far, so they need another 30 gems in order to get there. It's pretty much the same for the red team. They still are 1 Web Weaver wave down, so they have 1 less objectives, a few less gems that need to connect here. Ults are missing again. Sundering connects. Thrall, careful. Bunker is out. Get some help here. And the barbecue from Diablo has started right away. They're focusing on him again, and he drops quickly, but it's Leorki that dies. Leorki is gone again, and that is now death number 8, and Diablo dies too. He is stacked. He will be back. Both of them will reappear. But that might just be what the blue team needed in order to make a boss play. I'm not sure if this is a bit too risky though, because Leorki is going to be back in 30 seconds. Less than that if he hits the drain here. So yeah, that's a bit of a risky call, and it gives them full vision of course too. I think they're more interested in forcing a fight while Leoric is still down. Diablo not having massive hit points is of course helping too. He's not stacked and they fell back. That was a big risk, and I think it was too big a risk to take. So they're trying to again for the front line. Yeah. Lurking Arm is out. Very careful here. Drain by Leo. Went for his ult too. They get some CC out. Hellgate to re-engage. Arrow is out. There's the Entomb. And bye-bye, Leoric. Sundering by Ultralisk wasn't really needed there anymore. Leo is clearly going for the double digits. He's on 9 deaths right now. 1 more and he's accomplishing his goal. But Thrall gets murdered. The problem is that with Diablo diving this deep to get the kill, he becomes the target of Madara and his boys. And that is the end of Diablo. So it's a 4 versus 3 for now. And the question still remains, how exactly is Madara's team going to play this now? They have enough gems, nearly. They're getting very close to get a full Web Weaver wave. So they're trying to deliver what they have and utilize that. Can they though? They need a few more, and they're trying to do that down at the bottom of the map now. But yeah, it's likely going to get a bit wild now. For sure. I mean, okay. So, with that said and done, we're now still looking at turn-in potential from more so the blue team, not so the red team. They're trying to deliver what they have, but let's be fair, they don't have a lot at this point. Not really blaming them, but yep, there's not a whole lot that they're currently running on that end. So, what can the blue team do? Boss is up. Turn-in opportunity is more or less available. So it's something that they can try. Arrow. Yeah, missing again. Oh, of course it does. Why wouldn't it? But they are hoping to turn in here. They're creating a little bit of space. They're trying to get the turn in right now. And they're already making the move with another Sundering flank from Ultralisk as Thrall is coming in. The ult from Diablo doesn't really hit anybody. Zergling used his own too. Everybody is disengaging. Cooldowns, we have Taunt back up. 125,000 damage from Hanzo, by the way. He's joined the 6-digit club, and so did Chromie. And they're getting their kill, aren't they? They go for Varian, and that's the end of him. So now they're starting with the initial kill in the team fight, and this might just break the tie between them. Yeah, Ultralisk gets attacked too. They chase after him, they drag Thrall down. That's a double kill, and with a 5 versus 3 on the map, this should be the move where you just go straight up for boss. And this is exactly where they're headed now. Blue team, what can they do about it? They can get the turn in. If they're not interrupted by Diablo, they can get the turn in here. God Filth is coming in, trying to interrupt, and gets the interrupt against Madara. But Web Beavers are still gonna touch ground. So Web Beavers against boss. That's the trade that's being made here. One team has to defend against the boss, the other team has to defend against the Web Weavers. They're even able to push the lanes out a little bit because the red team needs a fair amount of time in order to get through this. So bottom of the map, in an ideal world, you would have tried to take this one out too, but there's a catapult pushing for you as well. Top side will be defended quickly, and now we just have to see, okay, how is the red team playing this? Are they trying to push? Seems like they are. Or are they defending? And they are actually trying to get the most out of this one. They only have Leo defending, which means that they're at the top with only 4 players, and Thrall will be back in a moment. So that will put the blue team into a numbers advantage with 5 versus 4. Leo is now coming in, which means they have to get real damage done with the help of Sylvanas here, but Malfurion is instantly dead. Malfurion gets murdered, and now the defense should actually work out. Nah, I don't think so. They're gonna lose that keep. At the bottom of the map, some keep damage, I guess, but I would assume that it's not going to be too much. They will save this one. So technically, Team Mason is now ahead because they have destroyed 2 keeps. But since Malfurion is still gone, there is a chance that the blue team is now just trying to apply pressure, moves down to the bottom of the map and hopes to get a follow-up kill. Definitely something that they can now try and do, and it seems more and more like this is what the play is going to be for them. So here comes the move down to the bottom of the map, hoping of course to take this on as quickly as they can with the help of the camp that they also claimed in the middle. Push there, push down here, do as much damage as you possibly can before Malfurion comes back. Ideally get another kill, if somehow possible. But the defense is now ready, and they haven't made too much of a bit. I made a little bit of work done in the middle at least, but they are already retreating, and now they need 70 gems for a turn-in. We're 27.5 minutes into this game now. This is a long one. This is a really, really long game between them. And the damage numbers reflect it too. 140,000 for Hanzo. Thrall will be the next one to get to 100k together with Sylvanas. The 2 of them are really high up. But look, for example, at Leoric with his ult and also his entire build. He's locking in 70,000 damage. I mean, the man's dying a lot, but at least he's trading quite nicely. And is able to also have quite the impact with the ults that he's been using so far. So at this point, as both teams have level 25, we have a 5-kill lead for the blue team. But it doesn't really mean anything if you're not able to get them and take structures down. They are behind in structures. They lost the middle and the top keep. The opponent is still controlling too. Boss is back up in 2 minutes. 37 gems in the hands of Team Mason. So they are currently closer on the kills. Sorry, on the objective. Not quite on the kills yet. That's what they would like to change. Caesar Salad is able to get away. Arrow! This time it connects, but mind control against Blaze, and he's not even going for the bunker. Doesn't need to, can still get out. Yeah, these mind controls of Sylph with a low cooldown, they're pretty nuts. That cooldown is bonkers. You can just YOLO that thing out whenever you want it. If you get the proper connect, if you get a little bit lucky on one of those, that can be a game changer at this point. It can absolutely win you the game. So, nice job by Roger. Time and time again we see that mind control. And if he's able to hit that properly, then amazing for him. So, we'll see. There's another quick move this time. Oh! That was a close call. Ultralix was so ready to lock Sylvanas down further and allow the team to move up on it and get that kill. Weren't able to fully execute on it though. They're still hoping they're gonna kill on, let's say, Diablo. Continuous poke. He's stacked, by the way. Diablo is stacked. So if they take him down, they gotta take him down twice. Here's the Entomb. Diablo pushes him out of it. Now they are trapped. Bunker is out. They're going for the taunt. Quick push against Sylvanas. And Diablo will die. Only once. He's gonna be back. But this time, again, without any soul stack. So he is gonna be very much so on the weak side. Red team has enough gems for a turn-in. Just saying. They could technically turn in. We're 30 minutes in now. 30 minutes into the game. That's where we're at right now. Half an hour mark has already passed. Leo, by the way, and Diablo are making it a race for who enters the double-digit deaths first. So, yeah. Blue team is preventing their opponents from turning in wherever they can. Leo was trying to sneak in down to the bottom turning point, and he's been shut down here too. Needs to retreat, of course, with 36 gems. He's holding the majority of the gems that the red team is running. So he cannot risk dying. And, yeah. Gems, they're trying to safeguard them here. But it is a wild game right now. Absolutely wild game. Everybody's looking for opportunities. Everybody is looking for any chance that they can find to get a kill and then snowball the game a little bit. Nice lane control as well from the blue team, we gotta say. Despite the cutout pressure against them, they always have heroes pushing these lanes out. So up to now at least, the macro game hasn't been a problem for them. Specifically around that top lane, they never found themselves in a situation where catapults are pushing towards their keep too aggressively, but they are of course going to increase as all of this continues here. 34 kills in the game. Once again, the attack is coming. There's the lurking arm. They're trying to go for Diablo. They lock him down, and he Hellgates away. Diablo with Hellgate is able to get out of the fight again. Malfurion already using Tranquility. Everybody is just YOLOing out their ults in these team fights right now, trying to get the upper hand and trying to get that oh so important kill. Another taunt attempt. Varian went deep for it. Diablo's at the front, gets locked out and dies. And Nas is able to get away. Blaze not dying here was huge for them. This was a massive, massive trade. They can turn in the couple of gems that they have, but of course they're getting nowhere near to another turn. And what they can get, though, is potentially the boss at the top. Especially with Hanzo. So this is a big chance now to make a massive dent. And guys, a 32-minute boss is essentially winning you the game. The turn-in has happened, though. Oh, now it gets a little bit dicey. Yeah, I think you will have to defend. Both teams will likely have tried to defend. I don't think it's going to escalate into a base race. But look how quickly they're actually pushing this out. They want to make sure that they have to retreat and defend against it. Everybody's already moving away. And the blue team is reacting. They're actually canceling. They're thinking about pushing here. They have only Blaze back. Only Blaze is back. Malfurion retreated. Only Leo is there. And they're pushing at the top as best as they can. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Blaze together with those minions and the core is able to defend this quite easily. Arrow. Do I even have to say anything at this point? So here comes the attack against the core. They're trying to go for it. 5 versus 4 right now. That boss is hammering away. Big damage incoming. Big damage. And this could be the victory right here. The core falls and it is Team Madara that takes it. Team Mason loses the series on Tomb of the Spider Queen.